So that's kind of my thoughts, and I'd like to know how you all feel about it, and if you have any other issues that you see as a big issue, other than it just being, we don't really even want the roads to be private. If we didn't have to pay to maintain, that'd be great, but I'm willing to pay, and so are most of the other people willing to pay to maintain the roads to get that added security.
Justin, you know, one thing you mentioned that, and Mr. Lundgren was gracious enough, sent me an email today with some numbers. I think it would be worthwhile for you guys to throw out the numbers that you're looking to assess everybody. I don't think you mentioned it. If you did, I apologize, I missed it. But that way everybody up here would know what it is. You know, because I do agree with your comment. I think your numbers are very affordable. So I think it'd be worthwhile just to throw those out to the group here.
Or just the escrow fund?
The escrow fund, the current plan was we put in $250 per year per lot, which raises the $18,500 a year for escrow. The initial capital call would be about $750 for the gate and the initial operation of the gate.
And we already pay right at $1,400 per year for yard maintenance and $925 per year for common area maintenance. So you're already looking at $2,400, an extra $300 or $400 per year compared to what we're already paying.
I just want you all to be aware of all the implications, and some of which are like, we won't be removing snow from those streets. If you have any street lights that the town has installed, we won't be maintaining those. We won't be maintaining your drainage, which can become a problem. We would like to keep our trails open because we've developed a pretty good set of trails in the town that people really use. And if we do this, I suspect you'll be back sometime wanting us to take the roads back. And the only way we can do that is if they meet our standards. And if they don't, we don't take them back, or you bring them to meet the standards. Have we accepted them yet?
I don't believe we have.
Not, because there are some problems.
Those problems would have to be addressed and rectified.
Correct.
Well,
But
that was
when we
actually
accepted the roads in 2003, 4, and 5, some of them didn't meet the standard. I mean,
And it wasn't really just maintenance issues, it was design issues with those roads.
Well, no, it was maintenance too. That's
Okay.
why they all came, because they were all starting to need maintenance.
Some of them were just substandard in width, and there were some other issues with those, and just the right-of-way width. And
Yeah, we did core samplings, and there were some problems with binder and how the depth of the binder and the base and things like that.
I guess with the exception of some maintenance issues, these roads were built to our standards and our specifications.
Mr. Mayor, to your point, the full intention to have the walking trails open. It is a very active walking trail community, and we do understand in the fact that we will be taking over all of the services. And I hope the money that's being put aside is a rational level, relatively low relative to what we're spending to be in there anyway. But it is a significant amount of money in total, and I hope it shows how serious an issue this is to us, that we enhance the security of that neighborhood because of the unique situation of where the neighborhood is.
Thank you. Do we have someone else?
Thank you. My name is Greg Lefew. I'm an attorney from Rockwood. I'm here on behalf of Dr. Amisha Serrani, who owns one of the houses in the subdivision, and I'm also her husband. Dr. Serrani opposes the privatization of these roads. The main reason is the financial burden. When she purchased this house several years ago, She purchased it with the understanding that these would be public roads that she would not be responsible for maintaining. Now, she has not been privileged to any of the figures that they quoted today because they have not released that information to her. But one of the things that you really need to consider is the financial impact on the lot owners if you privatize these roads. It was brought out today that these roads have not been completely accepted by the town because they were not properly constructed. Your town engineer is of the opinion that a road should only have to be resurfaced every 21 years, but these roads, because they do not have a proper base, will have to be resurfaced every 14 years. In this subdivision, we have 74 lots. We have 15 houses. 9 of those houses are represented here tonight. The majority of these lots are still owned by the developer that did not properly develop the roads. Our concern, Dr. Serrani's concern, is we have a developer here who is under an obligation to bring the roads up to city standards and is going to have to spend a considerable amount of money to do so. So the solution is to privatize the roads, put the burden on the lot owners in order to get out of that obligation. Now, I'm sure that the developer is going to reassure everyone that the developer is going to see that everything is maintained, but the developer's goal is to sell the lots and move on. I've been representing homeowners and homeowners associations for more than 2 decades, and it's been my experience that in an undeveloped subdivision, once the developer leaves, it becomes very hard to collect these assessments because people who own the lots and don't live there don't care. They don't want to pay. Well, what do? The homeowners association puts a lien against the lot. Well, there's usually a mortgage lien against the lot ahead of that. It's difficult to collect these assessments. Regarding the security issue, is a gate really going to provide them security when you have open walking trails through the subdivision? And I would encourage you to consult with your town attorney about the legal implications that can be imposed upon the town if these roads are gated and privatized, because you will have an easement through there in order to support the walking trails. And you, as a town, have an obligation to protect the people that use that easement and go through that subdivision. And one of the things that you have to do is to ensure their safety, to provide a means where if they are injured, help can get to them. And one of you said that you had a place in another county where the gate doesn't work. Well, if you've got a walker or a bicycler going through there who gets injured and the ambulance can't get through the gate to them, that's a legal obligation imposed upon the town by accepting that easement and creating that condition. So there are a lot of things that you need to consider. But on behalf of Dr. Serrani, her main concern is she purchased this property with the understanding that these roads would not be her financial burden. And this is already an expensive subdivision to live in. Her property taxes are $5,000 a year, and then she pays $2,400 a year just for the subdivision maintenance. and that's just mowing the yard. That's not setting up a fund to repave these roads every 14 years and to repair them. These roads need to remain public.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any comments?
Thank you, Mayor, for serving, and all the committee members for serving. It is one of the few times I've had an opportunity to see a planning commission functioning. It might be a great thing if a senior high school class came over and sat in on one of these meetings and had a good civic lesson.
What's your name, sir?
Beg your pardon?
What's your name?
Oh, I'm Boyce Jones, and I'm a resident of Turkey Cove, a very happy and pleased resident. And there's a number of issues that this gentleman brought up that could easily be challenged as not being factual, and even to the extent of the $2,400 a year we pay for maintenance, which includes homeowners association dues, and includes the maintenance fee that's charged by volunteer loan people for maintaining the property, who do it at a fee that, based on some other property I've owned, the pine straw that they put out every year would be as expensive as their yearly fee for maintaining the property and supplying the pine straw. So it's really a subdivision that has been, I think, well organized and well brought about, because it's Turkey Creek Planters, and as a homeowner, every issue that we've had to come up, every question we've had to come up, they jumped on. And it's been a very harmonious community to live in, and want you to know that. Our request was for permission or permitting for a gate, which would beautify the entranceway to a Farragut community. It would be an amenity to us as far as homeowners are concerned, should we want to sell. But then most importantly, we would get the effect of some nighttime security that we don't presently have, and has been a source of some concern to some of the homeowners. And so they, justly, Farragut doesn't provide a police service, and so when we need help, we go to Knoxville, and I can't comment as to how fast they are about responding or anything. I see them in there occasionally. Occasionally they patrol the area. There's been a time or two that I've seen a police car sit in there for quite some time, just sit and park. It happened to be in front of our house. And so we do receive some of that, but that doesn't happen late at night, folks. It just doesn't happen late at night. And the problems that these people have mentioned have occurred well after dark. And it's people that's just finding this a convenient place to come sit and park. In regards to the street, I'm not real clear about this, how this got from permitting for a gate to concerns about the street and wanting the streets to be private then. I'm not really up to speed on all of that,